Thank you for coming back, and today I'd like to talk to you about this. This is the Linkind rechargeable work light with built-in fan. Now here are the two light sections. Of course you see the fan in the middle. On the top is both your power buttons. This side here is for the light, this side here is for the fan. There's really nothing on the sides or on the bottom. You get a nice little built-in carry handle, and on the back, this flap reveals a full-size USB port. That's because you can use this as a power bank as well. In the other flap, you're going to see a micro USB and a USB Type-C port, and right in the center, that little white dot is an LED light to let you know when it's charging, when it's on, how low the battery is. And speaking of charging, you can charge just with one of two different kinds of cables, a micro USB or a USB Type-C, which they do give you inside the box. And this USB Type-C cable is 3 feet 4 inches long. Pretty good length of cable. Now when it comes to the fan, you can tilt it down to a certain degree, or tilt it up, or from side to side. So it's a pretty flexible fan. Also on the back, if you notice this little silver strip, you can pull it out. So like if you wanted to have it on a little bit of an angle to work with, you know, like if you're standing up and you want the light to shine up at an angle, you can do that. Also, if you also notice, there's these two keyholes. That's because you can mount it if you like. Now the light temperature out of this is 4000 K. Well, what does that mean? It means it has a bit of an orange or like a yellow type of a tint to the light. So it's not that pure white light. So it will be kind of an orangey yellow type color to it. And Linkind claims that it's 1500 lumens output. And I believe it, because when you see it in a test video, especially on the 4th light setting, it gets really, really bright. And there is 4 lighting modes, so it's not your typical low, medium, and high. It's like really low and then low, medium, and high. And you get 2 fan speeds in here as well. They use 18650 batteries to power this, which is built in, meaning you cannot take them out. And I don't see a way of really kind of dismantling this. There's like no screws. It seems like it's either sonically welded or glued all together. So it's a built-in battery. And those 18650 batteries add up to 8,800 milliamps. So that's pretty nice. It has a water resistant rating of IP54. So that means it's great for light splashes or a very light rain. But I would still try to get it out of that right away and dry it off so you don't mess with, so no short circuits, especially the fan. Now I'm going to show you the test video. I do a little bit inside, then I go outside and show you what it's like in my backyard with this. On the inside, I have this about 4 feet away from me, and when I show you through the light modes, just so you know that it's 4 feet away from me and not like 10 or anything like that. It's a, about where you would probably maybe have something like this, about 4 feet behind you or somewhere like that. So enough of me talking. Here's the test video. Okay, I hope the test video was really good in showing you how well this thing performs. Now they say that you, on the highest light setting, you get 5 hours of light time. Well, I actually got 5 hours and 20 minutes. And then this kicked down to the number 2 setting for the light. Okay, once again, I got 5 hours and 20 minutes runtime on high before it stepped itself down to the number 2 light setting. Now, when it got to the number 2 setting, I got an additional 3 hours and 40 minutes of runtime before it shut off completely. Now, I kind of like how that does that. I like how it stayed bright in the highest light mode. It didn't dim, slow down, or anything. No, it was on high, and then boom, it just suddenly stepped to that second light level. And then from that second light level, it just shut off. I like when manufacturers do that instead of just having it fade out. I don't like that at all. I would rather have you step it down like that. To me, that means that there's probably a little bit of protection in here to protect the batteries so you don't damage them from draining them too much. Now let's talk about the fan. I got about 15 hours of runtime on this fan on high. Once again, about 15 hours on the high setting with just the fan running. Okay. Now, you can feel the breeze either on high or low pretty decently at 10 feet away from this small little fan. Okay, now look how small that is compared to my hand. So 10 feet away, you can still feel the breeze. But for me personally, the sweet spot for this fan would be 6 to 8 feet away. You get a really good breeze regardless if it's on low or high. And since, well, all fans kind of have a cone almost effect, you're going to get more of your surface area being 6 to 8 feet away from it. Now there's only really 2 cons of this work light that I can think of. Number 1, the batteries are non-removable or replaceable. I mean, I imagine they are if you decide to try to pry up all these little orange pieces and take it apart. Because like I said, I don't see any screws anywhere. And if they glued it, well, that might be a little harder to get it off. And you might crack it and everything else. I really wish they would have, like on this big, nice piece of plastic here, orange piece on the bottom, I wish they would have had this where there were some screws. You can remove it and maybe get, because I imagine the batteries are probably going to be in here. So you can get to the batteries and replace them if need be. The second thing that's a little bit of a con is it does take around 11 hours to charge this thing up. But once again, that kind of does depend upon the type of charger you're using. I depleted the batteries in this a good couple times. I use a regular phone charger. Yeah, it came with my Samsung Galaxy S7. That did take around 11 hours. But when I used my X-Star USB charger, you know, the 6-port USB charger, didn't take that long. It took, I think 9.5 or 10 hours to charge this back up from being completely depleted, meaning like when the lights just shut off on their own. So depending upon the charger you got, and of course what type of cable, and I did use the micro USB, or the Type-C cable each time. So depending upon the charger you're using, I would say it's going to take anywhere from 9.5 to 11 hours to charge this thing up. But if you take it out to the work site and you use it, I would just sit there as soon as you get home, maybe just slap it on a charger real quick. So would I recommend you get this? Yes, I do. This is great for going camping, hunting. Once again, power outages. For people even like plumbers, right, Mr. Bell? Plumbers, I bet, would love to have something like this. So yeah, it's definitely worth the money. I would highly recommend you get the Linkind, and I really hope I'm saying that correctly, the Linkind rechargeable work light with built-in fan. And well, if you happen to like this video, please give it that thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button and don't forget about the notification bell. It would really help me out a lot and mean a lot to me if you were to share this video and maybe some of my others on all of your social media sites. And until the next video, you, your friends, your family, and even your pets, have a great day.